Hi, I'm back. It is Nikki J. I'm back with another video. I am recording from my phone, so because I realized that when I record from my computer, it is very, very blurry. So I'm hoping that these videos are a lot clearer, because for these next few series, I really don't want anything to be a distraction to you. So welcome to the Nikki J Show officially. That is what I'm calling this. And this series is entitled R.E.A.C.H. So what is R.E.A.C.H? R.E.A.C.H is an acronym that I created to describe the first 5 things to do after a diagnosis. So R.E.A.C.H stands for research, educate, advocacy, clarity from God, and asking for help. So that's the 5-letter word. It's going to be 4 videos. This is video 1. All videos, I'm going to try my best to keep them at 10 to 12 minutes tops, just so you can get the information and get to the next video, okay? And y'all don't be staying longer than about 10 minutes, so why waste your time with 30 minutes when you're only gonna stay for 10? So that's just my opinion based off what my stats show on my YouTube channel. So if you like this video, please thumbs up. If you want more content, please leave me a comment, everything, because I love feedback. Feedback really keeps me going. It's one of the ways that I know that I'm providing something that helps you, because I don't want to be creating videos and it's not helping anybody. So if this helps you, thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, turn on all your notifications. I hope that I send you notification crazy, getting your life right, educating you. So research and education. I decided to talk about these 2 things together because research is you looking for information, while education is more about you using it and applying it to your life. So that is why I chose to put research and education together. And then we'll do advocacy by itself, we'll do clarity by itself, and we will do asking for help by itself, because those topics can go along. So my first point is learn what HIV is and what it is not. Learn what it is and what it is not. So HIV stands for human immunodeficiency virus, which is a virus that attacks our immune system. Our immune system was created to help us fight off infections. Now, with HIV, when our immune system comes in contact with HIV, it creates what you call antibodies. And then these antibodies are not strong enough to kill the virus, but they do their best. And that is what the test that you probably took to give you your preliminary diagnosis was. When they swab your mouth, they're checking for antibodies, not the virus itself. And that's why it takes 3 to 6 months for you to be able to find out about your status. The next thing you need to know is about how it's transmitted. It's transmitted through blood, breast milk, semen, and vaginal secretions. Those are the 4 body fluids that you find HIV in alive and well. So sharing things like razors is not okay. Toothbrushes not okay. If you have a cut in your mouth and the other person has a cut in their mouth, it's not a good idea to do any like deep kissing. Especially if you know you're not on medication, because as we'll get into a little bit later, we now know that if you're taking your medication as you are supposed to, and you've been undetectable for 6 months, you become what you would be considered uninfectious, meaning it's not found in tears or it's not found in saliva. And let me make sure I said it right. It can't be transmitted that way. Now, it's in those, but it can't transmit to somebody else. So if you sweat on somebody, that's not going to transmit HIV to them. If some of your saliva, if you talking and you end up, putting some out of your mouth, I know that sounds nasty, but it doesn't translate to you gave that person HIV. So I just want to be real clear about that. Casual contact, hugs, touching, toilet seats, all safe. It's all safe as far as transmission. It's also important as a newly diagnosed to how to also prevent passing the virus. Condoms is highly effective. PrEP is highly effective. So if you're living with HIV and you have a partner, and say that it's a situation where you might get married and you're monogamous, they could take PrEP to protect themselves. If you decide to not have sex, that works. So that's pretty much the ways to prevent transmission. So you have treatment as prevention, that's TASP, that's you taking your medicine. PrEP for your partners, condom usage, every time. Even with medications, you can use a condom. If you choose not to forego using condoms, because some couples do make the decision, especially when they're family planning and when they're married. Sometimes that is the choice you make. Just make sure you're taking your medicine and getting your labs done, because you can have blips. This is true. You can have blips. So you have to make sure you're going every 6 months to verify that you're still undetectable. So those are some prevention, transmissions, learning what HIV is and what it is not. Those are just some tips. So you should definitely look up. I have a blog where I kind of go through this in more depth, where you can look up some of the myths they have about HIV, with things, some things that are true and some things are not true. Okay. It's important for your life. So I'm going more so into the medication treatment portion now. I mean the education portion now. Education part. So that's just basic research, learning exactly what it is, how it's transmitted, the basics. So medication treatment. It's important that you go and see a doctor that knows about HIV. There are some general practitioners that some people go see, let them manage their medications, and they do good. But I always suggest getting an infectious disease doctor that knows about HIV. As a woman, talk to your OBGYN about how much they know about HIV for when you're getting ready to have a baby, because it's very important that your doctors are aware and you are aware and they know about your diagnosis. And with medicine, note that there are different regimens. You can't assume because I take a drug that you can take that drug too. You have to go into get your own doctor and look at your treatment options. Now, it's important with your treatment that you pay attention to what time you take it, how often you're supposed to take it, making sure you're taking it correctly. Like, are you supposed to take it with food or without food, or does it matter? Like, I have a medication that I take 1 pill a day, and I don't have to take that with food. Sometimes I do, just because that's me, but I don't have to take it with food. I can take it by itself. But there are some medicines you have to take with food. So you have to make sure that you're following the instructions that are given to you. Talk to your doctor, talk to the pharmacist to verify. Also, know about side effects. Common side effects are things that could be kind of bothersome, but they're usually pretty common. Like, you might experience diarrhea, you might experience some upset stomach, or you might experience something like dry mouth. Those are what you call common side effects, and usually they'll go away. But if it gets so uncomfortable where you're not taking your medicine, talk to your doctor. Serious complications are things you should probably go to your doctor immediately or call 911. You have breathing issues, any sign that you are having an allergic reaction, you want to let your doctor know. Actually, call 911 if you start having, like, where you can't breathe, or you breaking out in hives or things like that, because it could be reactions to your medication. So you want to make sure that you're staying abreast of those things, especially in the beginning when you first start taking your medicine. And some medicine has effects, like they could make you have crazy, weird dreams, make it hard for you to concentrate. And like, a little quick story is that for me, I was first taking a medicine that was like that, and I was in school. So a normal general practitioner gave me that medicine. So I went to my infectious disease doctor, and the infectious disease doctor actually took me off immediately and gave me something that was better, that I actually stayed on for years. Like, I stayed on it for years, and the only reason I got off of that medicine is because they made a better version of that same medicine. Those are pretty much some things. Like I said, I'm gonna keep this video short. Those are some things you need to pay attention to. Also, do mental health checks. We'll get more into mental health checks when we get to the help section of this series. But do mental health checks. Make sure you're checking for depression. If you notice that you're anxious, if you notice that you're crying more than usual, or anything like that, or if your friends are starting to notice you're doing more, don't sleep on them, because they really care about you. So make sure you have somebody in your corner that will say, hey, I think something is going on, and that will tell you the truth without worrying about what you think about it. So check your mental health. For me, a big thing that helped me was my spirituality. I pray a lot, I journal a lot. That really helps me cope so much. So really make sure you're paying attention to your medication, your mental health, your spirituality, and just staying healthy. Try to eat better, exercise, start, even if it's not to lose weight, just keeping yourself energized, because we have when you're living with HIV, you can feel a lot of inflammation in your body, and you can feel tired a lot and things like that. So we have to make sure we're keeping our energy up. Take good vitamins like zinc, vitamin C, B12. All those things are good things to add to your regimen. Below, I'll leave a couple good websites for you to look at more information, like pause.com, thebody.com. And then to be uplifted, I would suggest the Well Project for women. There are a lot of bloggers like me. I'm actually a blogger on the Well Project, who just pour into women and talk about different things they're dealing with, and those have really been helpful to so many women. And this blog site is like one that has been nominated for awards, all kinds of things. So it's a very good site, to use in order to get your get you some uplifting, and to help you with your mental state, because you will learn that with HIV it can be a very mental disease, because what happens is you take medicine, and when you get to an undetectable state, everything is good, but sometimes your mental is not okay. So it's very important that you do things to feed your spirit and to keep you mentally aligned. So those are just some tips for research and education that you can do. The next video, we're going to talk about how to advocate for yourself. I kind of touched on it a little bit, but I will go more in depth. It'll be a whole 10 minutes on how to advocate for yourself. But I want you to know that I have a freebie below. So look in the description box and grab your freebie. And the freebie is just details about these 5 things that you can do after your diagnosis. And it's just something that you can use for a frame of reference. And also, I also have a ebook that I'm letting go for $12 that you can download. And it talks about this acronym, but it really goes through step-by-step process, your first day, your first 30 days, your first year, just to give you some goals of where you should be. It teaches you about finding a doctor. It teaches you about coping. So, so check that out. I hope those guys can really help you on your journey. So let me know how you like this video. Comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you when we talk about advocacy.